In the vast landscape of 20th century artistry, few figures have left as indelible a mark as Bob Dylan. A songwriter, musician, painter, and cultural icon, he didn't just write songs. He reshaped the very language of popular music, blending folk traditions with poetic depth and social commentary. His work has influenced generations of artists, earned him the Nobel Prize in literature, and cemented his status as one of the most important voices of modern times. Born Robert Allen Zimmerman on May 4, 1941, in Duluth, Minnesota. His journey from a small-town teenager obsessed with music to a global symbol of artistic integrity is a testament to the power of reinvention, intellectual curiosity, and uncompromising creativity. Dylan's early years were steeped in American musical heritage. Raised in Hibbing, Minnesota, he was drawn to the radio broadcasts of blues, country, and early rock and roll. By his teens, he was playing in local bands, mastering the guitar and harmonica, and devouring the works of Woody Guthrie, Hank Williams, and Little Richard. He admired Guthrie's fusion of folk and activism, a model that would later shape his own songwriting. In 1959, he enrolled at the University of Minas, but his true education came from Minneapolis' burgeoning folk scene, where he performed under the stage name Bob Dylan, a nod to poet Dylan Thomas. His move to New York City in 1961 marked a turning point. He sought out Guthrie, who was hospitalized with Huntington's disease, and began performing in Greenwich Village coffeehouses. His raw, passionate renditions of folk standards and original compositions quickly drew attention. Columbia Records signed him in 1962, and his debut album, Bob Dylan, featured mostly covers, but it hinted at his potential. The follow-up, The Freewheelin' Bonely 1963, was a revelation. Songs like Blowin' in Wind and A Hard Rain's Gonna Fall combined biblical imagery, protest themes, and lyrical complexity that elevated folk music into a vehicle for social change. Blowin' in Wind became an anthem of the civil rights movement, its universal questions resonating far beyond its folk origins. By 1964, Dylan was the undisputed voice of a generation. That area change in 1964 and another City off in 1964 deepened his lyrical scope, exploring identity, alienation, and the shifting cultural landscape. Yet he resisted being pigeonholed as a protest singer. In 1965, he shocked the folk world by going electric at the Newport Folk Festive, performing with a rock band and embracing amplified sound. Albums like Bringing It All Back in 1965, Highway 61 Revisited 1965, and Blondie and Blonde 1966 fused rock, blues, and surreal poetry, producing classics like a Rolling Stone, Positively 4th Street, and Vision Soft to Hannah. These works redefined songwriting, proving that popular music could be as intellectually rich as literature. The mid-1960s also brought personal upheaval. In 1966, Dylan was injured in a motorcycle accident, leading to a period of retreat and introspection. He moved to Woodstock, New York, and recorded Joan Wesley Harding 1967 and Nashville Skyline 1969, albums that embraced country and Americana, showcasing a more restrained, melodic side of his artistry. His marriage to Sarah Lowndes in 1965 and the birth of their children brought domestic stability, though the relationship later ended in divorce. The 1970s saw him oscillate between commercial success and artistic experimentation. Blood and Theatrax 1975, widely regarded as one of his greatest albums, explored heartbreak and betrayal with unflinching honesty. Desire 1976, featuring the epic Hurricane, returned him to protest themes. Meanwhile, his 19,751,976 Rolling Thunder Tour, a traveling carnival of music, poetry, and theater, became legendary for its raw energy and collaborative spirit. In 1979, Dylan surprised fans by embracing Christianity, releasing Slow Train Coming and Saved, albums steeped in biblical themes. Though divisive among critics, they demonstrated his willingness to follow his own creative compass, regardless of expectations. By the 1980s, he returned to a more eclectic sound, releasing albums like Almercy 1989, which earned critical acclaim for its lyrical precision. The 1990s marked a resurgence. Time Out of Mid 1997, produced by Daniel Lanois, was hailed as a masterpiece, a dark, meditative work that reflected on mortality, love, and the passage of time. It won 3 Grammys and signaled a new creative peak. Lovey Anthem 2001 and Modern Times 2006 continued this renaissance, earning him the first ever Grammy for Best Lyric Vocal at age 65. His late career work proved that artistic vitality need not fade with age. Beyond music, Dylan has pursued other creative avenues, has published Poetry Tarantula 1971 and Memoir Chronicles, Volume 2004, exhibited paintings and drawings, and directed films Ronaldo and Laura 1978. His influence extends far beyond his discography, has inspired songwriters from Bruce Springsteen to Taylor Swift, poets, filmmakers, and activists worldwide. Key elements of his legacy include lyrical innovation, elevated songwriting to the level of high literature, blending surrealism, biblical allusions, and colloquial speech. Genre fusion merged folk rock, blues, country, and gospel into a unique sonic language. Cultural impact. His songs became anthems for social movements, from civil rights to anti-war protests. Artistic longevity. Over 60 years of recording, evolving while maintaining authenticity. Nobel Prize winner. First musician awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature 2016. Recognizing his creation of new poetic expressions within the great American song tradition. Iconic performances. From Newport 1965 to the Grammys 2007, his live shows are legendary. Influence beyond kilter. His style, from the harmonica to the barrett, became synonymous with 1960s counterculture. Today, Bob Dylan remains a living legend. His work continues to inspire scholars, musicians, and listeners worldwide. His story isn't just about music, it's about the courage to defy expectations, the importance of intellectual curiosity, and the belief that art can change how we see the world. From a Minnesota teenager with a guitar to a Nobel laureate, has proven that true originality lies not in conformity, but in the relentless pursuit of one's own voice. His name isn't merely synonymous with folk or rock, it's synonymous with the very idea of what it means to be an artist, one who listens to the world, transforms it through language, and leaves behind a body of work that outlasts trends and fads.